Hi, I'm Kristin Omdahl and welcome to Cooking Live with Kristin. This is episode 1 and we're just going to make dinner here tonight. So as some of you already know who watch my other podcasts or watch my other videos or follow me in other social media, you know that I love to cook and I love to make dinner all the time, and I really focus on making most things handmade, or homemade from scratch. So I thought it'd be fun to show you the imperfections of just making dinner. I have this set up as a live stream so that you can ask me questions as we're going along, and I have Marlon here with me off camera who will be reading your questions, because once I get started I won't be able to read the comments anymore. But if you're joining me live, please say hello. I'm so excited to have you here. Say hello, let me know where you're from. And I'll wait a few seconds for people to pop over from pre-chat and notifications. Are you having fun?
Having a blast.
Good. This is the first time Marlon is joining me live. Hi, Holly from Central California. Glad you could be here. Happy Thursday, everybody. Hi, Pearl and Freezabee. I'm a little further away than I would like to be for reading these. Hi Judy, thanks for joining live. So we'll be making one of my favorite things tonight, and that is pineapple salsa, and I'm going to be broiling some shrimp that I've marinated. Hi Karen and Healing Springs, Lucy and Jan, thanks so much for joining live, everybody. So glad you could make it. Hi Val. Hi Carrie. And Jill and Tammy, Judy. Thanks everybody for being here. So normally I would grill the shrimp, but in order to keep things to make sense on the camera, I turned on my broiler instead and I have it preheating. Hi Judy and Margaret. And there's one other thing that I did in advance before we got started, and that is that I took my shrimp and started marinating them. So I made a marinade with some lemon zest, salt, pepper, olive oil, and 2 cloves of freshly chopped garlic. And how I usually do freshly chopped garlic is actually grating it on one of these graters, because it makes it so fine that you actually don't even taste or feel those textures in your mouth. Anyway, so I've done that already. So the first thing I want to do is get the shrimp ready for the broiler, and then once I put the shrimp in the oven, we'll get started on the pineapple salsa. So I'm going to skewer the shrimp. I use metal skewers because I feel like they last longer. The bamboo ones, I feel like you have to throw them out. These last longer. If you have any questions, please feel welcome to ask. Marlon is here to read the questions for me. What size of shrimp? I believe these were medium. Were these medium, Marlon?
Yeah, they were medium.
Yeah, and I cheated a little bit. I bought them already peeled and deveined because I wanted this to go a little quicker for tonight. I don't always do that. It was only at the last minute that I decided to do the live. Normally I buy them with their tail and the skin and everything still on, and I like to do it by myself in the sink. But anyway, so I'm gonna do I wanted this to be a little quicker tonight. So depending on how much time you have, you may feel the need to buy them already peeled as well. But I try not to buy them pre-cooked because I do feel like they get so much flavor when I can marinate them first. So that little bit of garlic that we have on there is really going to make a difference in the tacos. And by putting them in the broiler or on the grill, we'll get a little bit of that char that tastes so good. But again, if you have any questions, please feel welcome to ask. That was a great question, by the way, asking what size. I know that depending on what size you buy, it can really be a difference in price.
Are they wooden skewers or metal?
These are metal skewers because I feel like they last a lot longer and I'm not replacing them. They're super easy to clean. Okay, second skewer done. How many do I have here? 6. Hopefully we'll get all of them on here. And I preheated the broiler as well. I know it's tempting to put things in the oven right away when you turn it on, but it really doesn't work nearly as well that way. So if you turn the broiler on and let it heat up for a good 10 minutes first, you'll have it nice and hot in there and you'll get a nice char on the shrimp.
What is the complete menu for dinner?
What is the complete menu? Oh, that's a great question too. We're doing broiled or marinated broiled shrimp, homemade pineapple salsa that is out of this world. Marlon will agree.
Oh, yes.
And we're using leftover corn and rice. That's the other thing that I thought was going to be a fun component to my cooking live stream videos, is incorporating leftovers in our meals. None of us have that much time, right? We're all super busy. We're all trying to jam in as much as we can in our day. And sometimes I think it looks so overwhelming to add cooking from scratch to your day. And I know some people even wonder how in the world I do. And one of the ways I do that is repurposing leftovers so that I'm not making all of the components of every meal every night.
What was the marinade for the shrimp?
The marinade for the shrimp was 2 cloves of freshly chopped garlic, which I actually grated on is it called a grater or a planer? I can't remember now.
Grater.
But on one of these microplanes on the smaller setting, I grated 2 cloves of garlic. I added a little bit of olive oil and some lemon zest and extra virgin olive oil, lemon zest of 1 lemon, and salt and pepper. I did not add lemon juice into the marinade, and the reason being is that the acid from the lemon juice could have started cooking the shrimp, and I don't want the shrimp to cook in the marinade. I want it to cook under the broiler so that they don't overcook and they get that beautiful char on the outside but stay nice and sweet and juicy on the inside. There's another comment?
No.
Oh, you're just laughing at Mom.
I'm just having a blast.
Marlon has not been this close to me being on camera before, and he has this thing where he thinks that my voice changes completely and that I become a different person when the camera goes on. So, you know, I'm sure everybody else's family finds things to tease them about too. It's one of his favorite things to tease me about.
Very true.
Yeah, that's all right. As long as he shows up hungry for dinner and likes my food, it's really all that I care about most of the time.
Always. Did you leave the shrimp skin on, or do you take it off for the broiler?
In order to get the marinade to really penetrate the fish or the shrimp, I think it's important to take the skins off first. You could leave the skins on if you wanted to, but your marinade will penetrate the meat of the shrimp better with the skins off. So these are shrimp that are no tail, no peel, no skin, and deveined. So they have all of that done already, and I'm just popping them onto a skewer and throwing them under the broiler. Great questions, everybody. Keep up the questions. These are wonderful.
Where's your apron?
Where's my apron? That's a
Yeah,
good
where's
question.
your
And I
apron?
have an apron that I made, and I planned on wearing it. As soon as I finish the shrimp and wash my hands, I will go look for my apron. Thank you.
Will you have any written recipes for dinner tonight?
Yes, I will. I plan on doing that. In fact, I need to find a volunteer at some point to do show notes. That would be very helpful, but in the meantime, I really do know the recipes quite well, and I will be making recipes. Sometimes I'll be doing them in advance, but we're just starting here. We're still trying to get the kinks out. It's just the first episode. So what I'll do is write the recipe afterwards, and I will post a link to that here in the video description, and then I will write a post on my YouTube channel talking about the fact that the video now has a recipe. And in the future, I'll try to get that done in advance. I ran out of skewers, so I'm gonna have extra shrimp. They can be cooked afterwards. For right now, I'm going to leave my 6 skewers on my cookie sheet, and I have one of those Silpat linings on there first. I like to put those on first just because it's easier to clean up.
How many servings?
We bought 2 pounds of shrimp today. See, serving size is a tough one for me because my son eats so much food He'll
Vacuum
probably,
cleaner.
I would imagine this is going to be food for 6, since there's 6 skewers, but it'll be food for 2 because of this guy over here, and that's fine. Okay, so we're gonna start those in the broiler. I usually don't pay attention to how much time is required because every time you cook shrimp and things like it, they vary in size. So I'm guessing it's going to be about 10 minutes, but I'm gonna go by smell, and I'm gonna go by what it looks like. So we're gonna check on them in about 5 minutes. So I'll set the timer.
How many tacos will this make?
Depends on how many shrimp you put in there. You might want to put in, well, let's see when we get done. We'll see how many shrimp we end up putting in there.
How many people will it feed? 6?
I think it'll be food
6.
for 6. Yeah, we did 2 pounds of shrimp, so I think it should be food for 6, maybe even 8, because we still have shrimp, more shrimp than skewers. So the next thing we're gonna do is start our pineapple salsa, and I buy the pineapple whole because I like to cut it up. If you don't like cutting it up, most grocery stores will sell them already peeled and sliced. I do believe that they are much fresher when you cut them yourself. You never know how long something's been sitting there. And you can always use this and grow it in the backyard, which I have one in my backyard. I'm gonna use a pineapple peeler tonight. Okay, and what we do is we put that right on the pineapple. Get it, there's teeth on it. So you wanna get the teeth right on there. And then, this is so cool. All of the tools you see me use here tonight, you can find in my Amazon shop. My Amazon shop is amazon.com/shop/Kristin Omdahl, and you can find these in the kitchen folder on my Amazon shop. Okay, we've made it all the way through. Check this out. Yeah, isn't that cool?
So cool.
Oh, not only that, Marlon, look it.
Watch it, watch it, watch it,
Whoops.
watch it.
The core's left in there too.
That's sick.
Let me drain it before I show it on the camera. So, if you remember back a couple months ago, I did a recipe for pineapple salsa on my website, and I served it in pineapple bowls. If you cut this down, take the core out and cut this down a little shorter, you can make pineapple bowls out of this. Oh, let's do that. Here, I'll just pull it out, cut it down. Check that out, we've got a pineapple bowl. How cute is that? This one actually cut all the way through, so I would put some, what would I put in there first? Maybe some saran wrap or something if I was gonna use this bowl. But I think that is really adorable. If you were gonna serve the pineapple salsa with chips, you could serve it right in the bowl. I can smell the shrimp, so I'm gonna check on them. All right, they're looking good, but they are not cooked yet, so we'll let them keep going.
Where did you get that?
The peeler and core is in my Amazon shop. You can find it there. Amazon.com/shop/Kristin Omdahl. So I'll just make one cut because it is all spiraled around this. You actually have to cut it off the tool. And then I'll cut this in all the way in half, so I'll have like these disc sizes here. And now I'm going to dice the pineapple. Oh, I was gonna look for my apron. I thought it was right over here. And, I just saw it the other day. All right, I'll find it for the next cooking video. This particular tool cuts the pineapple nice and thin, so it makes the chopping go a little bit quicker too. I'm doing about a 1/2 inch dice on them. I think if you go any smaller than that, it ends up looking a little mushy, and I think the mouthfeel is just a little bit better when you've got like a 1/2 inch size. So doing pieces that big and smaller. And we'll just do a quick rough chop over all of them now. Okay, we're ready for our bowl. You gonna see it on camera? No. Let me not put this shrimp over
Smells
here.
really good.
Does it smell good?
Yeah.
Good.
Very good.
Oh, maybe we'll have time to throw the rest of the shrimp in the oven when this part's done cooking, but before we're done with this.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. We'll see.
Okay, next up, we're going to start with the onion. After we check our shrimp. I'd like it to get a little smoky, so let's see, a little charred, so we'll leave it in there for 2 more minutes. Whoops.
How's your finger doing?
My finger is so much better today. Today's the first day that it is, like, for real better. I'm not even wearing a Band-Aid today, so that's very exciting.
Swelling's gone down a lot.
Yes. So for those of you that don't know, I got a spider bite almost 2 weeks ago. It became severely infected, and it's been 2 weeks of antibiotics and other things to clear it up.
Have you ever substituted the pineapple with mango?
Yes, there are other fruits that work just as well in this salsa. Mango works incredibly well too. I'm using a red onion, and the red onion I like to cut much smaller than the pineapple. I'm going to try for a 1/4 inch dice on this, and I think because of the size of this pineapple, it's not a very big pineapple, so you can see how much pineapple we got. A 1/2 an onion will be plenty for this.
You don't have to turn the shrimp?
I'm going to check on them in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was hoping to get color on them first before turning them. Let's see if we got some color now. Yeah, we've got a little bit of color on the shrimp now. So now I'm going to turn them over. Can't really do this on camera, guys. I'm sorry. Am I going to be able to do it with my fingers? Yes. There are some things that are just easier to do without the oven mitts. And if you have sensitive fingers, by all means, do it with the oven mitts or do it with some sort of what do you call them?
Prawns.
Tongs?
Tweezers.
Tongs.
Not tweezers. Not tweezers.
So we'll do 3 minutes on the other side. Whoops. No, that's cook time. Timer. Okay, and we'll get back to the onion. And like I said, I'm going to try to do this much smaller than the pineapple, because you don't want a giant piece of onion in your mouth. Now, I will say, once we add the lime juice and the salt to the salsa, that really mellows the flavor of the onion. In fact, I think it's the lime juice that really does it. But the salt also draws out some of the moisture, which helps too.
How are you not crying?
You know what? They're not bothering me at all. Some days are better than others. Some onions are better than others. This one is doing just fine. I think yellow onions are the ones that really are the strongest for that.
Yeah. Could you
And not sweet Vidalia, just plain yellow onions and white onions. Those are the ones that bother my eyes the most.
Could you substitute for Vidalia onion?
Yes, you could substitute with Vidalia onion. That's a great question because they taste really good in there. The only reason why I like red onion better in this is because of the color contrast to the yellow pineapple. That's it. Otherwise, flavor-wise, sweet Vidalia onions would be just as tasty in here.
Do you add jalapeno?
I don't. You could add jalapeno, and instead, I'm going to add diced green chili in the can because they are much milder, and we don't like things super hot in this house. But you could absolutely add jalapeno peppers to it, and you would just want to add the membrane and or seed, or not add the membranes and or seeds, depending on how hot you want it for you and your family. think I like spicy a little bit more than you, but I know you don't like it at all. He doesn't like jalapeno at all. So now we'll add the onion.
If it's chopped up fine, I can do it. It's just like if I taste like a chunk of it, I'm not really about it.
Okay, so now we're going to add cilantro. This is one of my favorite things to add in here. It's so funny because people say that you either love or hate cilantro.
I love it.
Some people think it smells like soap.
I heard if you have a lighted candle while chopping onion, it would reduce the onion juice from flying in your eyes. Have you heard that before?
I have heard that before. I've never tried it though. As you can see, it didn't bother me much at all though. I suppose if it bothered me, I'd try to look for better solutions.
True.
How's the sound, by the way? I decided to not use my microphone tonight, and because I thought that it was going to be a little too far of a reach where I'm standing, and I'm just wondering what everybody thinks of the sound quality.
Sound is good.
Great. All right, let's check the shrimp. Oh,
Yep.
It smells really good.
Sounds good, loud and clear.
All right, we have golden brown shrimp. How good does that look? So at this point, I will sprinkle a little bit of lime juice over the top of them. I'll borrow my cilantro knife for a second. We're gonna put lime in the salsa anyway. Let's see, we'll use our lime squeezer. You can find this in my Amazon shop as well. It has such a powerful leveraging system with the hinge that you get so much juice. Expressed out of the lime when you use this, and it hangs on to all the seeds. And look at that, it's actually a concave bowl because it's pulled out so much juice out of there. Isn't that amazing?
Can you substitute flat leaf parsley for cilantro?
Yes, absolutely. That's a great idea. If you really dislike cilantro, you could definitely substitute with parsley or another herb. Obviously, it's going to change the flavor a little bit, but you're still going to get that bright pop of green contrast to the yellow of the pineapple and the red of the onion, and I think it's still going to look really pretty. So we finally chopped up the cilantro, and I used the whole bunch of the cilantro. We'll add that in. Then we're going to take 1 can of our diced green chilies, and this is what I'm using in replacement of jalapeno. If you like things spicy or even medium spicy, you could add just the jalapeno outer flesh, or if you wanted a little spicier, you could add the membrane and or the seeds, or if you want no spice at all but still want that peppery goodness, you could add a can of diced green chilies.
Do you have a clock timer to measure the amount of time it takes for this recipe?
Right no, I really don't. I kind of just wing it every day, but we can find out. Let's see, where are we at right now? We're at 23 minutes. So we're almost done.
Yeah.
I would imagine this is very
Just
close
mix it
to a
up
30-minute meal.
Plate.
Yep. So now we will add some lime juice to our goodness here. And I like chopping up my limes first so I can work more in assembly style. And we like it pretty tangy, so I'm going to do at least 2 limes before tasting it. So because I used half a lime on the shrimp, I'm actually going to use 2.5 limes here. Did that one squirt at you?
Yeah.
Oh, it squirted on me too.
Yes, my mouth is watering.
What can you smell the most right now?
Probably like the lime and the cilantro.
It's not the garlic on the shrimp?
Well, yeah, but like besides like from the salsa.
Oh, you can smell the
I've been
salsa
smelling
too.
the shrimp this whole time.
Yeah. All right, so now we want to add some salt.
Those were green chilies in the salsa, right?
Yes, I added one of the, you can find this in the international aisle in the grocery store, like where you buy tortillas and salsa, and it's diced green chilies, and it's a 4-ounce can, and I added 1 4-ounce can.
Can lemons be used instead of the lime?
Yes, they change the flavor a little bit, but not enough that it's not still delicious. So I'll mix this up a little bit, and we're gonna add some salt. Salt pairs really well with the lemon. I use Himalayan pink salt, and I also use it in a grinder. The reason being is that it takes less salt to taste salty with the grinder. I feel like it slows you down on adding salt, and also Himalayan pink salt has so many other health benefits with all the minerals and nutrients that regular table salt doesn't have. So I'll do my hands are wet, a couple of squeezes of that, and then we're gonna be ready for a taste.
It's about time. Start.
And I'll get a second spoon out so you can taste it too.
After my fail of octopus earlier.
Here, you wanna try it?
Yeah. Oh wow, that's really good.
Need more anything? It's has enough lime.
Yeah, it's acidic.
A little bit of salt. Or is it fine?
Maybe a little bit of salt. I mean, I'm not Gordon Ramsay, but.
Neither am I.
How long can you store the pineapple salsa in the
It'll
fridge?
last for a good 3 days in the fridge, so you can use it on all sorts of things. And that's one of the things I wanted to mention here, is that the leftover component of our meal is leftover rice and corn. I made corn and rice separately on the first day. Then I mixed them together for putting them in the fridge. And now when I heat them up and serve them as a leftover, one of the very best ways to add pineapple salsa or even mango salsa is to dress up plain rice or to dress up your starch of any kind. It really brings a whole new level of freshness to it. So it's a great additive to other meals. It's great on top of chicken, on top of any fish. So once you've cooked your other main meal on your day 2 or day 3 of the salsa, just garnish it on top. It's so good that way.
Do you serve it with regular corn chips? I've never thought of that. That's a good
I
idea.
have, yes, just tortilla chips.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not doing that today,
No,
but
that sounds
oh my
good.
gosh, yes,
Good idea.
especially if you're gonna serve it at a party with chips, put the salsa in a pineapple bowl and then serve it with chips on the side. It is so adorable, yes.
Does that pink salt contain iodine?
I don't know.
Give it a look.
Your eyes are better than mine.
Yeah, I'll take a look. I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but I don't
No,
know
it
for
doesn't.
sure.
It does not contain iodine.
Okay. Okay, let's see if these are cool enough to touch.
Do you cook with
Yep.
brown or white rice?
I cook with jasmine rice a lot. I like to buy organic jasmine rice. I don't always buy brown rice because I feel like we get conflicting information from some people. We've heard that sometimes brown rice is too hard to digest. So I don't know, I go back and forth. Sometimes I like brown rice for the extra fiber and nutrients and the less sugar, but sometimes I like to use jasmine rice instead because it's easier to digest. So I'm on the fence, but our favorite flavor would definitely be jasmine rice.
For sure.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Okay, we're ready to assemble. Is this cool enough to touch? Yes.
Almost time to eat.
Yeah. Gonna build some. See what will make sense to put on camera and put closest to
I'll
the
prefer
camera.
you to eat it.
So, we gotta slice our avocados next. So we're gonna put a slice of avocado in our tacos as well.
Big slices or like
Slices.
slices? Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like a little cube kind of thing.
No, I'm not
No.
gonna dice them and put
Yeah.
like the curved
Yeah.
slice.
Like in sushi.
Yes.
And when we make our sushi, which we need to do.
Yeah, we haven't done that
We
in a
gotta do
while.
that on an episode.
There we go. Oh, that goes in the garbage. Okay, so now I like to slice avocados right in the skin. And then I peel them out with a spoon. I'll show you what I mean in a second. This works really well if you're going to cube them as well. I'm going to cube one side of this and leave one side in slices so you can see what I'm talking about. So we'll do it.
We used flour tortillas. And do you serve sour cream on the tacos?
Not on these. No, I don't serve sour cream or cheese on these tacos. We do that more with chicken, pork, or beef. But on the shrimp ones, I just do avocado and pineapple salsa, unless you wanted cotillon cheese or something on it.
No. It's okay.
No? Okay.
I don't know
So
how to
once
do it,
you've
though.
sliced this, you're going to scoop it out, and it's already sliced.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce this, but have you heard of Celtic Sealst? I think that's what it's. S-E-A-S-L-T. I haven't heard of that.
S-E-A what?
S-E-A-S-L-T. Celtic Sealst. I've
haven't-
never heard
no.
of that before.
not
Could
coming.
you use pineapple and mango both together?
Yeah, I think they'd be delicious together.
Really good, yeah.
So I sliced this one in both directions, and notice when I'm scooping it out, it's already chopped now. Isn't that great? So what you want to do is when you're doing that slicing motion, you want to try to feel for the skin and not go through the skin. And you can kind of feel it because it's so much tougher than the meat of the avocado. You can kind of feel it as you're slicing to make sure you don't go all the way through. And then these came out as slices.
Have you ever made fish tacos? If so, what type of fish?
Yes, mahi-mahi.
And it was actually Celtic sea salt.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know what salt.
That's okay. Yeah, we've used mahi-mahi. We've used haddock. What else have we used? I think mahi-mahi is the one we like the
Yeah,
most.
I like mahi mahi, right?
One thing that we eat a lot of is salmon, and we do not make tacos with salmon.
No.
One thing we've never done. Okay,
Right.
so now we're ready to plate. So we're gonna put the avocado down first. I think the chopped would have been fine, but here we go. We'll put the avocado down first. And I'm gonna take one of these skewers, and I think half of it's fine, right? And that way you get, do you want half of them on there? It's about 6 shrimp. Or you want all of them? It's not
Just
gonna
do-
fold up
just do
otherwise.
half. Yeah, that's
Okay, and then you'll have a second taco for the other half. And then we'll put a couple of scoops of the pineapple salsa on top. Try to get this so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm gonna fold in on the sides here. Oh, is it gonna wrap up like a burrito? Maybe.
Chipotle.
I'm gonna try. I don't think I'll get it. Ah, I'm gonna get it.
Nice.
Okay, you wanna come around?
Yeah, I'll take a bite.
Okay, you come around, take a bite while I make mine, and then I'll taste mine on camera too.
Okay.
All right, so we're missing comments now for a minute, but
Alright.
all right, taste it.
I don't even know how to like take. So okay.
No, just go for it.
Just go for it. Just wing
Just
it.
go for it. And tell me what you think.
Oh wow, it's really good.
Can you taste everything?
Yeah.
Can you taste the
The
shrimp?
avocado, the acidic from the the mango. I'm sorry, the
Pineapple?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take a bite too.
Really good. Take that back to my seat.
Oh, take it back to your seat.
Delicious.
I'm gonna look for comments. This is so good. I taste the sweetness of the shrimp with the garlic on the shrimp, and then I taste the creaminess of the avocado, and then it's all finished off with that bright cheerfulness of all of the colors and flavors of the sweet pineapple salsa. It's got the tang of the lime with the sharpness of the salt with it, the sharpness of the onion, the crunch. There's all sorts of different kinds of crunch in here, the crunch of the shrimp, the crunch of the onion and the pineapple. So good. How long did it take? 34 minutes, not bad.
Oh, not bad at all. For that?
Not bad for a 34-minute meal. Oh, and I've got your rice here too. So put some rice on your plate, and then you can put some pineapple salsa on top of your rice to dress it up, okay? Does anybody have any final questions? Get you a fork too, or a spoon.
I guess we're a pretty good team. Getting a lot of love on here.
Yes, family cooking at its best, yes. Yep, I'll make up the recipe tonight and I'll post a link to it on the video description. Ah, mouths are watering, yay! But I hope it seems simple enough to do. Did I explain it in a way that you feel like you could do it? That's what I really want to get out of this. I want to make sure that it doesn't look complicated and fancy. It doesn't make you think you need to have a bunch of fancy tools or a bunch of expensive stuff. I want you to feel like this is something that you could totally do. These are normal ingredients that you can find in any grocery store, and it's stuff that you can do within 30 minutes and create a super healthy, super fresh meal. And we even see that it's kid approved.
You can call me a kid.
All right, 17 and a half. Technically, you're still a kid. Not for long.
I'm gonna be a man in like 6 months. Oh. I just thought. Oh, did you put tomatoes in the pineapple
I did
salsa?
not. I did not put tomatoes in it. We could do a tomato salsa another time, but I do not put them in. I feel like the flavor of tomato is a pretty strong one, and it would end up taking over, and I really, really like to focus on the fruit aspect of this one. I hope you try it. If you do, I hope you leave a comment and let me know what you think. I love pineapple salsa. It's so good on fish, chicken. It's great on pork. It's great on leftover rice. It's great on fish tacos. It's great just to sit down with a bowl of it with some chips. I mean, you really can't go wrong with this. And as you can see now, it's super easy to make. Thank you all so much for joining us live. This was so fun. Can't wait to do it again. If you end up watching the recorded version, please also feel welcome to say hello and leave your comments, because I get notifications and can check back there as well. After we finish this video, I will be setting up a playlist for Cooking Live with Kristin, so you can go and watch other videos as they become. We'll be putting them in the playlist as well. And I want to give a final big thank you, big shout out to Marlon for joining us tonight. And I don't know if you're aware, but Marlon has his own YouTube channel as well. He's a music producer, and if you want to listen to some of his tracks, you can go to Salsa Beats, and I'll post a link to his YouTube channel in the comments, in the video description as well. All within the next couple of minutes after we're done being live. I'll update the video description with all of that. Yeah, and he posts new videos every day of his beautiful music. All right, thank you all so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye.